And for all you non-Cherokee speakers out there, that means hello, how are you? My name is Floyd Southard. I hail from Limestone County, Athens, Alabama. And in the Native American community, I'm known as White Wolf or Waya-Onega in Cherokee. And I am a storyteller. And I like to tell the stories because that's the talent they gave me. God gave me this talent, and that's about the only one I got. I can bear dancer. I can't play the flute. Every time I try to drum, I'm always a half a beat behind, so I did the storytelling. And in the old days, the storytellers were the ones that passed down our culture, our heritage, and our traditions, and our history. So that's what I try to do. And I want to talk to you today a little bit. Today we're known as the Cherokee people. And I wanted to explain this term and where it came from. That is not actually a word of our language. It is a corruption of a word called Chalagi. And that was a word from the Muskogee, or the Creek people, meaning people of another language. Now the Muskogee people live south of here, down in South Alabama and Georgia, around Florida. And they traded with the Spanish people down there in Florida, the Spanish settlers. The Spanish corrupted Chalagi into Cherokee. And later on, the English corrupted that into Cherokee. So that's where the term Cherokee comes from. In the very beginning, when we came here to the North American continent, we were known as the Anikatula. And that's one of the stories I want to tell you today is about the Anikatula. In the long ago time, we lived in a place called the Red Land, or the Southland. And it was far south of here, and it was an island in the ocean. And we were called the Anikatula because Ani means people and Katula means chosen. We were the chosen people. Why? Because the Creator gave us special gift of spiritual things and healing. And we were supposed to share those gifts with the tribes around us. And we would go do healing for the tribes around us, and we would go do ceremonies for the tribes around us. And it was customary that as we would do these things, they would give us a gift. And the Anikatula got to the point where they were demanding payment for these things. So the tribes would pay them to come and do the healing or come and do the ceremonies. And then it got to the point where the Anikatula said, hey, we're doing all this for you. We shouldn't have to hunt. We shouldn't have to farm. Y'all should keep us up. So they just started demanding more and more and more, and finally the tribes couldn't take it any longer, so all the tribes around them banded together, and they fought a war with the Anikatula. And they wiped them all out except for one village that had 700 men, women, and children in it. And as the leader of the allied tribe sat up on a hill above the village one night, planning his attack on this village next day, he received a vision. And in this vision, he saw the village below in flames, and all the people lying dead, all the men, women, and children lying dead. And out of the smoke of the burning village, a giant eagle arose and spoke to him and said, if you spare these people, they'll go away and they'll never bother you again. In the village below, the leader of the Anikatula also received a vision, and he too saw the village in flames and the people lying dead. And out of the smoke of the burning village, the eagle arose and spoke to him and said, if you'll go to a land I will show you, you will be spared. So the next day the two leaders met, and the leader of the Anikatula says, we're going to leave, we're never going to bother you again. The leader of the allied tribe says, okay, this is a good thing. So the Anikatula got in their canoes and they paddled away. And they came to this country, this land, this continent, what we call Turtle Island. And in the stories I was told, the way I was taught, they landed up around the Carolinas. Now the leader of the Anikatula was told in his vision that if they came to this land, over time, they would become the largest tribe in the southeastern part of this land. And true to the prophecy in that vision, they landed up around the Carolinas, and those 700 people became the largest tribe in the southeastern part of the North American continent. And then they became known as the Anianwea, in the name of the tribe that's putting on this powwow. The United Cherokee Anianwea Nation puts on this powwow. Anianwea means the principal people or the main people, because they were the largest tribe. Now there was another part to that prophecy and that vision that the Creator gave that leader. And he said, as long as you remember the things that the Creator says for you to do and has taught you, you will do well and you will prosper. But if you forget, you will be pushed halfway, and there you will be given a second chance. Now, 1838, Congress passed the Indian Removal Act. The Cherokee people took it all the way to the Supreme Court to try to fight to maintain their homeland. The Supreme Court ruled in their favor that it was illegal for them to be removed from their homeland, no matter where it was, no matter what state it was in. It was illegal for them to be removed, so said the Supreme Court. President Andrew Jackson said, the court has made its decision, let's see them enforce it. And he sent the United States Army with General Winfield Scott in charge, and they rounded up 16,000 Cherokees, and they marched them to Oklahoma, and 4,000 died on the way. Now you figure that's at least 4,000. That's what the government record says. So now today, I tell my Cherokee brothers and sisters, we are living in the time of the second chance. We're living in a time when we need to remember our old ways. We're living in a time where if we don't teach our young ones, our teenagers, the culture and the heritage that has been handed down to each one of us, it's going to be lost. And the Cherokee people, or the Anikatura, or the Anianwea, whichever term you choose to use to refer to yourself, will be no more. So this is part of what I'm about. This is part of why I'm a storyteller. And that's why I think it's important that I share this story with you all. Now we have another storyteller, but he's not up to telling stories today, so I'm going to give you a couple more. And this is one that he actually tells better than I do, but I'm going to do my best on it. One frosty autumn morn, a hunter went on out to hunt food for his family, and as he walked down the trail, he looked down and he saw a rattlesnake lying on the trail. And the rattlesnake looked up at him and goes, please, please pick me up and put me inside your coat. I'm so cold. Please put me inside your coat so I can get warm and I can live. And the hunter said, no. If I pick you up and I put you inside my coat, you will bite me and we will both die. The rattlesnake said, no, 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 I won't bite you, I promise. I'm so cold, please. Please pick me up and put me inside your coat so I can get warm. Again, the hunter said, no. If I pick you up and I put you inside my coat, you will bite me and we will both die. The snake said, no, 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 please. I promise. Promise I won't bite you. So the hunter picked him up, put him inside his coat, and went on down the trail looking for something to kill for food for his family. And as he went down the trail, the snake began to warm up, and the snake began to wiggle around a little bit. A little further down the trail, he started wiggling around a little more. And as he warmed up more and more, he started crawling around underneath the hunter's coat. And eventually he crawled up by the hunter's neck, stuck his head out, and bit him on the neck. And the hunter's looking at him and he's going, why? Why did you do this? You promised you would not bite me. Why? Now we're both going to die. And the snake looked at him and says, you knew what I was when you picked me up. And I tell that story, I want to emphasize, I tell that story for our young people. Because there are